Well, happy Sunday weekend. Unfortunately, is almost over here, and this is Jason and the Simpademic, and this is going to be under the "You Asked," and therefore I'm going to deliver it for you. I had somebody in my comment section ask what to do a episode on what a day of eating looks like for me. So here we go. I'm going to throw this out there. I can't say I'm the best eater right now. I'm trying to make incremental steps to get there. I will say that on weeks where I'm working at home, I do tend to cook at home. I tend to buy leaner protein, so I will get chicken and salmon is my favorite these days as far as the go-to cook at home situation goes. And when I really feel like splurging, I will go to get a fillet, a steak filet mignon, and we'll make that at home too. So that's what I kind of do when I'm at home on those particular weeks. Now when I'm in office, it's not as clean cut. I do have varying places I do go pick up from. The food service in our particular office building is, needless to say, definitely wanting. And so we don't have very good options in that regard. And a couple of times I have taken some homemade salads, and I do like to buy those ingredients and assemble them at home. I have taken those to the office a couple of times. And so my go-to place as far as eating out is concerned, and with my new gym routine, these kind of work together. I go to Chipotle and I will get a salad with double protein, usually chicken, and I will get double protein in my salad. And for those of you who count protein grams, that is 62 grams of protein in that particular entree. So if I'm coming back from the gym, I tend to, if I'm picking something up on the way back from the gym, which for me is about 15 miles away, and I get back into town here, we do have a Chipotle in town, and I will tend to swing by there. I'll order it in advance to go swing by there and go through the Chipotle lane, as they call it, and pick up my order from there. Any chance I get to load up on the protein grams, I usually have a tendency to take. Now, speaking of my office, I had a meeting last week with my manager's manager, or as they sometimes call it, a two-down meeting. He saw the cans of Monster on my desk, and he challenged, he said, well, back, where I work in Des Moines, in our office right now, we have a challenge, to get everybody, to get the people amongst our group off of caffeine as fast as possible. So I said, okay, well, he's like, I'm going to be monitoring you the rest of the time I'm up here. And so I said, well, you know what? Last Tuesday I said, you know what? You'll be proud of me on this one. I haven't had a single can of Monster all day, and I still haven't had one since that point. So almost a week now. He forgave me for the cans of Diet Mountain Dew that I had, or can I should say, of Diet Mountain Dew I had sitting there. He goes, well, yeah, you can't be expected to entirely drop caffeine, especially if you're coming from that high a level of it all at once, because the withdrawal symptoms can be quite painful, needless to say. Headaches and things of that nature strike pretty hard when you're withdrawing from the levels of caffeine that I was on. And so I have switched to Diet Dew at this point, and then whenever I'm at home, I'll actually make the coffee in my Keurig machine myself. So straight up coffee is one way that I get that these days, and so that I'm gonna work my way down on that one. So lots of homemade indoor grilled on my George Foreman grill in the apartment. Rest in peace, George. We love you. But anyway, that is the short version of how I do as far as eating is concerned. As far as picking up food is concerned, McDonald's is a no-go these days for me. I just really don't like it, as much as I did when I was much younger. There's also a couple of restaurants in town here that I have a preference of picking up from. One of them makes a really, really good blackened shrimp salad. So I'm really good at that, and I'll go through their app and I will order it for pickup there as well. And so if I do like to get a burger, and I do once in a while, I will get it from Culver's, which we do have one of those in town here as well. And so I will treat myself every once in a while to things like that. But again, a lot of it is done at home. A lot of it is done right here. And I'm trying to eat a little bit leaner. I don't always do perfectly well. Sometimes I will get a treat, like a candy bar or something like that for myself. Maybe just a single bar, My favorite, my guilty pleasure on that one are Reese's Sticks, which are like crunchy wafer bars with the Reese's peanut butter inside of them and chocolate covered. So I will get, like two, a package of those, with those bars with like two little ones inside of there, and just crunch on that for a little bit. And so that is my preference. Another fast food place I will go pick up once in a while is Wendy's, and I will actually go get their chicken Cobb salad with a couple of their packets of dressing, just because I like that, and then also a bowl of chili from there as well. And I do keep some cheese in the house, shredded cheese that I can put on that as well as some Tabasco sauce. I keep that as well. Tabasco is my go-to hot sauce, always has been since I was a youngster in Texas. So that, you ask and you shall receive. Here it is. That's kind of my eating pattern in general. And getting ready for the week here, guys. It's almost 90 degrees here today, so for Minnesota, at this time of year, this is hot. This is a little bit on the hot side, but I'm looking forward to being in Texas in July, late July, with temperatures in the mid-90s, which is typical for that time of year down there. I'm looking forward to seeing my hometown once again. Looking forward to watching professional bowlers, both men and female, in a mixed doubles event in the northwestern corner of Houston, and looking forward to that part of it as well. That building and the Katy region are not very far apart, probably about 10 miles. So I'm going to be staying in Katy, and then I will also be watching the tournament in northwestern Houston, which is an area called the Cypress area. And looking forward to that. And looking forward to eating my way across Katy, which is an excellent food city from what I have been told by friends who live there now, and friends from my past who live there. It is an amazing food city. Probably one of the most underrated in the entire country, because they have had such multicultural influences that it has boosted their food profile. It is a foodie city. I've even seen guides that have been printed with titles such as "How to Eat Your Way Across Katy," which is a kind of humorous to see, considering that the most gourmet food when I was growing up there was Whataburger, and that Whataburger, from what I understand, is still there. So here we are, 40 years later, and that Whataburger is still standing. Probably has been rebuilt, I'm gonna guess, but I'll go by and check it out. But anywho, it's Jason and the Simpademic, talking about food here for tonight, and hopefully you guys have a great week. I'm gonna be looking for a good week myself. You folks, just get some rest and relaxation. Don't bum up on caffeine like I have in the past. So anyway, you folks, have yourself a great day. Peace out, homies.